Normally, if you play with fire, you get burned, but that's not typically the case with Pokemon.
Fire-type Pokemon tend to avoid hurting humans, but that doesn't mean it's all fun and games with these little Zippos.
But which Pokemon could or will do the most damage to humans?
And that's what we're exploring with the top 10 scariest fire Pokemon.
Greetings gamers and welcome back to Top 10 Gaming. I'm your host Connor Monroe.
And I'm your host Amanda McKnight. Fire Pokemon are some of the potentially deadliest Pokemon around.
And while I'm all for arson, they still terrify me. That's why we're letting you know the worst.
Alright, let's get counting. Number 10, Volcarona. Giant bugs just creep me out in general, unless we're talking about spiders, which I'm actually pretty cool with. But this Pokemon isn't a spider-inspired bug/fire type. It's definitely like a larvae meets a moth. Yikes. To add to its spooky ickiness, Volcarona also evolves from the Pokemon Larvesta. Volcarona is a giant bug/fire type Pokemon who is also one of the first to be celebrated as a game changer when it comes to other bug Pokemon. It was known for being the one to watch out for, as it can make for a fierce opponent in battle. One of its abilities, Flame Body, sets the body of its opponent on fire upon contact. So if you don't want to go up in flames, maybe keep walking if you run into a Volcarona.
And at 9, Magmatar. Magmatar may not look extremely menacing, but this guy has actual flamethrowers for hands. It's like Elon Musk got his flamethrowers surgically attached to his arm and then just went nuts. And that's not even the worst part. These flames can get up to 2000 degrees Celsius, which is 3600 degrees Fahrenheit for the 3 countries in the world who still use the Imperial system. This guy lives in volcanoes and is totally fine with it. His body can turn white when he pulls a Danny DeVito and just starts blasting, and if he blasts too much, they can literally start melting their arms. This Pokemon will destroy itself as long as it doesn't have to deal with your bullshit anymore. And if that's not the absolutely most horrifying thing, then it would be higher on this list. Oh wait, it gets worse? Yeah baby, this is only number 9. Get ready for a wild ride.
Number 8, Hound Doom. Hound Doom is a dark fire-type Pokemon that looks even more frightening as its Mega version. A Mega Hound Doom appears dressed in skeletal armor with a forked tail. Basically, Hound Doom looks like some kind of hell dog. Although I have to admit, if I had to own one of these scary fire-type Pokemon, I would definitely pick Hound Doom. As frightening as their horned ears are, I also think they look kind of cute. Then again, I do have a tendency to find spooky things cute, so yeah. Although if you did own a Hound Doom as a pet, you'd want it to be very well trained. Its attacks will leave you with an injury that will never stop burning, no matter how long has passed. An entry from Pokemon Gold elaborates, if you are burned by the flames it shoots from its mouth, the pain will never go away. It's also recorded in Ash's Pokedex as possessing an eerie howl, which causes those who hear it to shudder in fear.
And at 7, Lampan. Lampan is just a floating lamp, right? Not too much that's scary about that, aside from the fact that Game Freak and Nintendo greenlit this Pokemon, and this is the start of their design decline. But nothing is really scary about a floating lamp with a purple flame, until you hear about the lore behind this Pokemon. Lampan can sense when someone is about to die. Yeah, you heard me. When someone is about to die and a Lampan is around, the Lampan will straight up go to steal that person's soul from their body. It also uses it to fuel its fire, so it needs a constant supply, thus leading it to hanging around hospitals, where it will just go around stealing souls. Yeah, imagine being a little kid with your parent in the hospital and then seeing a Lampan walk in. You would be absolutely destroyed. That's heartbreaking. But then you also remember it stole their soul. Therefore, your dear old parent didn't head into the afterlife. Yeah, that's how this works. Sometimes it even works with Litwick to bring people to the ghost world while stealing their life energy. This Pokemon straight up kills people if someone hasn't died in a while. What the flying Game Freak? I didn't include this in the ghost types list because I forgot, but I'm including it now because holy hell.
Number 6, Heatran. Heatran is just a creepy Pokemon to come across as it crawls around and is known for being a legendary Pokemon who is quick to rage. 2 eyes peer out from its metal-looking skull, making it look as though Heatran is a Pokemon trapped in a metal mask. Its mouth also looks like it's part of the mask, and something that always freaks me out is just creatures who have no mouths, so the fact that it also appears this way on first glance to me is pretty terrifying. Heatran is powerful, angry looking, and can wall crawl, which only makes him a more terrifying Pokemon to run into. Although maybe not for Connor, because he'd just be wall crawling alongside him. Imagine seeing an angry Heatran emerge from the shadows, crawling on the ceiling above you. I don't want to, but you can.
Halfway through at number 5, Embora. Embora is the final evolution of Tepig, the fire starter from Unova, also known as Pokemon Black and White in their sequels. Holy sweet crap, is this a scary Pokemon. Embora is like the fire pig version of the Hulk. Dude's got forearms for days, like Popeye had a kid with the Hulk after eating some Taco Bell fire sauce. This thing is mad freaky. It emits fire constantly from around its neck. It's like the weirdest scarf known to man, but at least it will keep you warm. Embora has no fear. He will touch his hands to his neck in order to set them on fire for even worse punches, and he's a unit. The speed of this thing is nuts, and it can master fighting type moves and use its fire hands along with it. Not to mention it's also relentless while fighting. It can unleash powerful blasts of fire using only its nose. That nose is one hell of a nose, might I say. And then cloak its body with flames and then just crash into you. What the hell? That's insane. This Pokemon is basically Satan. Literally, this Pokemon could be the Satan of the Pokemon world, and I wouldn't even be surprised. When I go to hell, I'll send a message back letting you know if I see Embora there.
Number 4, Moltres. Fiery phoenixes are usually thought of as being pretty creatures, but just because you appear beautiful and elegant doesn't mean you can't also be a horrific monster. If anything, the beauty of Moltres just adds to the scare factor as it can be used to lure enemies in. Moltres is a legendary Pokemon from the Kanto region and can rain down fireballs from above when provoked. It also is estimated to be on average around 6 feet tall, which if its dimensions were similar to like a standard fantasy dragon, means it could have an up to 75 feet wingspan. 75 feet is around as long as 2.5 London buses. So just imagine a firebird soaring above you with each of its wings being around the length of a bus. Truly terrifying.
And at 3, Incineroar. I know that Incineroar is in Smash Bros, but that only goes to further my point. Look at this absolute beast. Incineroar is basically what I imagine all cats to be, but with a belt of fire. Yeah, this Pokemon has a belt of freaking fire. This Pokemon doesn't give a flying flock. He just likes to fight. He will disregard the safety of everyone else, sometimes even hitting the opposing trainer with attacks. It's an extremely violent Pokemon and will sometimes ignore its trainer's orders if it just doesn't want to listen. This Pokemon begs for praise from crowds running on it, and will only do well if there's an audience to watch their absolute destruction of their opponent. It only fights worthy opponents and will just laugh at unworthy ones. This Pokemon literally had a move called Throat Chop as its signature, and with over 180 pounds behind that Throat Chop, any trainer who decides to attack for fun is screwed. Big time. This dude is as tall as me but has arms the size of my head and is willing to probably kill me? No thanks. No thanks at all.
Number 2, Charizard. But isn't Charizard one of the most beloved Pokemon, Amanda? Well, you're not wrong. Charizard definitely is. But they're also the star of many internet creepypastas and other scary stories involving Pokemon. And it is for this reason that I give Charizard one of our top spots. Charizard is basically a fire-breathing dragon who you would not want to get on the bad side of. Although in most fantasy stories, fire-breathing dragons are often the enemies of the heroes and definitely something to be feared. I'm sure most Dragon Age fans and Skyrim fans will agree with me on this point.
Finally, in at number 1, Scorch. You think normal centipedes are scary and gross? Well, how about one that can both breathe fire and is constantly emitting it from its face? Yeah, Scorch is not only a flat fire-breathing centipede, but he is also 9 feet long. This thing is a 9-foot-long giant fire-breathing centipede. If that's not the most terrifying thing to you, you really need to get your priorities in check. And its Gigantamax version, that monster is over 246 feet long. Yeah, 246 feet. And there's even more fire and even more legs. Legs on the menu, baby. Not to mention the flames they can emit can get to 1.5 thousand degrees Fahrenheit. And it's a very violent Pokemon, attacking anything that comes near it. This thing will wrap itself around you to sear you alive with the organs on its underside that emit flames as well, and just constrict you if it's feeling mean. This guy is an absolute unit. If you have a Scorch, you're a god amongst men, because you can do whatever the hell you want, and if anyone tells you different, they'll get fried alive by a 246-foot-long centipede. No thank you, good sir.
Thank you so much for watching. What are some of your favorite Pokemon?
Who do you think the scariest fire Pokemon is around?
Are there any scary amalgamations of Pokemon that you think would be the most horrifying? Splicing Pokemon together for me is just always a horrifying prospect. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of our latest videos, the top 10 scary underwater Pokemon. Sheldon Bird said, I have a video idea. Can you do top 10 scary fire type Pokemon, please and thank you? We got you. Don't worry.
Done. Seraph's Story Crew comments, I made a fan-made evolution named Jellion, which is a water fairy type. They're usually out finding children to help when it comes to the water, either helping remove their fear of the water or helping them learn how to swim.
I just picture like a bowl of jello just jiggling around.
A bowl of jello?
That would be hilarious.
No, they're definitely a jellyfish.
If there is an Eevee that can turn into a bowl of jello, I'm getting it every time.
Is it going to be the cutest bowl of jello though? That's the question. Yeah, obviously.
Liam Nuke Mattel said, I want a Greninja as my Pokemon in real life. If that's the case, you're a psychopath and you're probably the villain from Detective Pikachu. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wow, that's pretty savage. I don't know about that. Violet Eckhart comments, I am so scared of deep water. Finally, somebody I can relate to. Yeah, well, I feel like we're all scared of deep water if it's so deep you can't swim in it.
Yo, the amount of crap that is probably in the deepest parts of the ocean.
Yeah, you can't see it.
Pokemon are real.
Yeah, they're down there.
I'm saying.
We just haven't discovered them.
And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure you comment below for a chance to have your thoughts and field shoutouts in a future list.
He's Connor Monroe.
And she's Amanda McKnight.
Till next time, keep on gaming on.
I was supposed to flick you away and you're supposed to blast off like Team Rocket, but neither of us are dressed like Pokemon trainers.
Sad.
So.
Well, we can still say it.
Yeah.
Team Rocket's blasting off again!